You were not built to be weak, because somewhere along the way, you started believing that playing small was normal. You started accepting less from yourself, less discipline, less courage, less ambition. And now you're wondering why you feel stuck, why you feel frustrated, why deep down it feels like there's something inside you that's been asleep for too long. The truth? That feeling is your potential screaming at you. You were never meant to spend your life hiding from challenges, avoiding discomfort, and settling for average. You were built to lead, built to endure, built to become stronger through struggle. Every challenge you face is asking one question: will you stay comfortable, or will you become the man you're capable of being? Because weakness is not your nature, it's a habit, and habits can be broken. Today is the day you stop acting like a man who needs saving and start becoming a man who can save himself. The strength is already there. It's time to wake it up. Weakness isn't who you are. A lot of men spend years fighting the wrong battle. They fight circumstances. They fight other people. They fight bad luck. But the real fight is happening inside their own mind, because somewhere along the way, they started believing that their weaknesses are their identity. They say things like, "This is just how I am. I've never been disciplined. I've always lacked confidence. I'm not built like those other guys." But that's a lie, a dangerous lie, because weakness is not who you are. It's what you've practiced. Think about it. Nobody is born waking up at 5 a.m. Nobody is born disciplined enough to work when they don't feel like it. Nobody is born fearless. Every strong man you admire had moments when he doubted himself, had moments when he wanted to quit, had moments when taking the easy path looked tempting. The difference is that he refused to stay there, and that's where most men get trapped. They experience weakness for so long that they start calling it their personality. They've practiced procrastination for years, practiced avoiding responsibility, practiced making excuses, practiced choosing comfort every single time life demanded effort. And after repeating those behaviors thousands of times, weakness starts feeling natural. But natural doesn't mean permanent. Just because you've been one way for years doesn't mean that's who you have to be for the rest of your life. A man can change faster than he thinks when he finally gets tired of his own excuses. The truth is, every habit you've built can be replaced. Every weakness you've fed can be starved. Every part of yourself that feels broken can become stronger through pressure, because pressure doesn't destroy a strong man, it creates one. Look at your life honestly. Every area where you're strong today was once difficult. The things that feel normal now were once uncomfortable. You weren't born knowing how to handle responsibility. You learned. You weren't born knowing how to overcome challenges. You learned. So why do you think mental toughness is any different? It's a skill, a choice, a practice. The strongest men aren't strong because life was easy on them. They're strong because they stopped running every time life became difficult. While others looked for comfort, they looked for growth. While others looked for excuses, they looked for solutions. While others quit, they stayed in the fight, and little by little, that changed everything. That's why your current weakness means nothing. It doesn't decide your future. It doesn't decide the man you'll become. What decides your future is what you do from this point forward. Because every single day you have a choice. You can keep feeding the version of yourself that wants comfort, or you can start feeding the version of yourself that wants greatness. The version that wants discipline, the version that wants respect, the version that knows deep down it was meant for more than average. And make no mistake, the man you want to become is already inside you. He's there every time you feel frustrated with your current life. He's there every time you know you're capable of more. He's there every time that voice inside your head tells you to stop settling. That voice is not your weakness speaking. It's your potential calling you forward. So stop introducing yourself through your limitations. Stop defining yourself by your bad habits. Stop acting like your past gets the final vote. It doesn't, you do. The day a man decides to stop making excuses is the day his life starts changing. Not because everything becomes easier, but because he finally becomes stronger. And once a man learns that strength can be built, that discipline can be trained, that confidence can be earned, he becomes dangerous in the best possible way. Because now he understands something most people never will. Weakness was never his identity. It was only a phase, and phases can end. The moment you stop accepting weakness and start attacking it, the moment you stop negotiating with your excuses, the moment you decide that enough is enough, that's the moment the stronger version of you begins to take over. And that man, he's capable of far more than you realize. Your comfort is the real enemy. Most men think they're fighting a lack of motivation. They're not. They're fighting comfort. And comfort is a far more dangerous enemy because it never looks like one. It doesn't show up and tell you to give up on your dreams. It doesn't tell you to become average. It doesn't tell you to waste your potential. Instead, it whispers, skip today. Start next week. You deserve a break. One more hour won't hurt. And because those excuses sound reasonable, you listen. That's how comfort traps men. Not through force, through permission. Permission to delay, permission to settle, permission to stay exactly where they are. The scary part is that comfort feels good in the moment. Sleeping in feels good. Avoiding hard work feels good. Taking the easy route feels good. But that's the problem. If your life is built around what feels good today, you'll eventually create a life you don't feel proud of tomorrow. Look around. Most men aren't exhausted because they're working too hard. They're frustrated because they know they're capable of more. They know there's another version of themselves they haven't met yet. A stronger version, a more disciplined version, a more confident version. But every day comfort stands between them and that man. Every day there's a choice. Stay comfortable or grow. Stay where you are or become who you're capable of being. Because growth has a price. It costs comfort. The gym is uncomfortable. Discipline is uncomfortable. Learning new skills is uncomfortable. Facing rejection is uncomfortable. Holding yourself to a higher standard is uncomfortable. But everything that makes a man stronger lives in that discomfort. Think about it. Muscles are built through resistance. Mental toughness is built through adversity. Confidence is built by doing things that scare you. Nothing strong is created by taking the easy path. Nothing. The men you admire didn't become strong because life was easy for them. They became strong because they stopped running from hard things. When they were tired, they kept going. When they wanted to quit, they stayed in the fight. When comfort called their name, they chose discipline instead. That's what strength really is. Not muscles, not looking tough, not acting tough. Strength is the ability to do what needs to be done even when you don't feel like doing it. And that's a skill every man can build. The moment you stop negotiating with your excuses, your life starts changing. The moment you stop waiting to feel motivated, you start moving forward. The moment you choose discipline over comfort, you begin separating yourself from the crowd. Because the truth is, the man you want to become is not hiding inside your comfort zone. He's waiting outside of it. He's waiting in the early mornings. He's waiting in the hard work. He's waiting in the challenges you've been avoiding. He's waiting in every difficult decision that you know you need to make. And every time you choose courage over comfort, you get closer to him. So stop asking for an easier path. You don't need an easier path. You need a stronger mindset because you weren't built to spend your life chasing comfort. You weren't built to take the easy road. You weren't built to be weak. You were built to carry responsibility, built to face challenges, built to overcome resistance, built to become stronger because of hardship, not in spite of it. So the next time comfort tells you to quit, ignore it. The next time comfort tells you to wait, move anyway. The next time comfort tells you to take the easy path, choose the harder one. Because that's where growth lives. That's where confidence is built. That's where strong men are made. And that's exactly who you're capable of becoming. Because you were never built to be weak. You were built to be strong. Stop declaring defeat before the fight even starts. One of the biggest lies a man can tell himself is this: I can't change. Not because it's true, but because once you believe it, you stop trying. And a lot of men have reached that point. They failed a few times, started and quit, promised themselves they would change, then fell back into old habits. So now every new goal feels impossible before it even begins. Every challenge feels too big. Every dream feels too far away. The moment they think about becoming stronger, more disciplined, more successful, a voice in their head immediately says, yeah, but you've tried before. And just like that, they talk themselves out of their own future. Think about how crazy that is. You haven't even fought yet, but you've already decided you're going to lose. You haven't taken the first step, but you've already accepted defeat. You haven't tested your limits, but you've already assumed you have them. That's not reality, that's fear. And fear has a way of disguising itself as logic. It tells you you're being realistic. It tells you not to get your hopes up. It tells you to stay where it's safe. But what it's really doing is keeping you trapped. Because every strong man you've ever admired had reasons to quit. Every disciplined man had moments where he wanted to give up. Every confident man had periods where he doubted himself. The difference is they stopped listening to the voice that kept telling them they couldn't. They stopped letting their past define their future, and that's what you need to do. Because the man you were a year ago doesn't get to decide who you are today. The mistakes you made don't get the final vote. The failures you've experienced don't get permanent authority over your life. You do. Every single day you wake up, you get another opportunity to make a different decision. Another opportunity to become stronger than you were yesterday. Another opportunity to build habits that your future self will thank you for. And maybe progress won't happen overnight. Maybe you won't transform in a week. Maybe you'll stumble. Maybe you'll have bad days. Maybe you'll fail again. Good. That's part of the process. Strong men aren't created by avoiding failure. Strong men are created by refusing to stay down after failure. That's what resilience is. That's what strength is. Not perfection, persistence, the ability to get hit, get humbled, get knocked off track, and still move forward. Because deep down, that's what you were built for. You were not built to spend your life doubting yourself. You were not built to sit on the sidelines watching other men chase their potential. You were not built to be controlled by fear, comfort, excuses, or old failures. You were built to face challenges, built to carry responsibility, built to endure pressure, built to grow through adversity, built to become stronger because of the struggle, not despite it. The problem is that too many men have spent so much time focusing on who they used to be that they've forgotten who they can become. They stare at their past so long that they lose sight of their future. But your future doesn't care how many times you failed. Your future only cares what you decide to do now, right now, today, this moment. Because every great comeback starts with a decision. A decision to stop feeling sorry for yourself. A decision to stop identifying with weakness. A decision to stop carrying old failures like chains around your neck. A decision to stand up and fight for the man you know you can become. The fight isn't over, not even close. In fact, for some of you, it's only beginning. And that's good news. Because as long as you're breathing, you still have time. Time to rebuild, time to improve, time to grow, time to prove to yourself that the strongest version of you is still waiting to be created. So stop declaring defeat before the fight even starts. Stop counting yourself out. Stop acting like your story is already written. It's not. You still hold the pen, and the next chapter can be stronger than anything that's come before it. Because weakness was never your destiny. Strength was. Now start acting like it. Become a man you can be proud of. Forget impressing other people for a minute. Forget the opinions. Forget the likes. Forget the validation. Forget trying to prove your worth to people who have never had the courage to chase their own potential. Focus on one thing. Becoming a man you respect, because when all the noise disappears, when the crowd is gone, when nobody is clapping for you, the only person you have to live with is yourself. And that's the real question. When you look in the mirror, what do you see? A man who keeps making excuses, or a man who can be trusted? A man who quits when things get uncomfortable, or a man who keeps moving when every part of him wants to stop? Because real confidence isn't something you buy. It's not something somebody gives you. And it definitely doesn't come from social media, attention, or compliments. Real confidence comes from evidence. It comes from proving to yourself over and over again that no matter what life throws at you, you can handle it. That when things get difficult, you don't panic, you don't run, you don't hide, you don't immediately start looking for the easy way out. You stand your ground, you face it, and you deal with it like a man. That's where strength is built. Not on the days when everything feels easy, not when you're motivated, not when life is going your way. Strength is built on the mornings you don't want to get out of bed, but do it anyway. The workouts you don't feel like doing. The responsibilities you don't feel like carrying. The difficult conversations you don't feel like having. The sacrifices nobody sees. Those moments build you. Those moments shape your character. Those moments create the man you're becoming. And here's something most people never realize. Every single time you choose discipline over comfort, you win. Every single time you choose courage over fear, you win. Every single time you keep a promise to yourself, you win. The world may not notice. Nobody may congratulate you, but deep inside something changes. You start trusting yourself more. You start respecting yourself more. You start walking differently because you know you're becoming the type of man who doesn't break every time life gets hard. And that's powerful because life will test you. It will challenge you. It will hit you when you're tired. It will hit you when you're uncertain. It will hit you when you feel like you've got nothing left. But that's exactly why you need strength, not just physical strength, mental strength, emotional strength. The strength to keep going when quitting would be easier. The strength to stay focused when distractions are everywhere. The strength to keep your standards high when everyone around you is settling. The truth is, you were never meant to spend your life being controlled by fear. You were never meant to live small. You were never meant to hide behind excuses. You were never meant to become another man who talks about his dreams but never acts on them. You were built for more. You were built to carry responsibility. You were built to overcome obstacles. You were built to rise when life knocks you down. You were built to become stronger through struggle, not destroyed by it. And the moment you truly understand that, everything starts changing. Your mindset changes, your habits change, your standards change, the way you speak changes, the way you walk changes, the way you approach challenges changes. You stop asking, can I do this? And start asking, how do I get it done? That's the mindset of a strong man. Not a perfect man, not a fearless man, a strong man. A man who feels fear but acts anyway. A man who gets tired but keeps going anyway. A man who gets knocked down but gets back up anyway. Because strength isn't about never struggling. Strength is refusing to stay down. So stop telling yourself you're weak. Stop acting like your past gets the final say. Stop lowering your standards because the journey feels difficult. You have more inside you than you've been using. More discipline, more courage, more resilience, more strength. The man you want to become is not built in comfort. He's built in challenge, built in adversity, built in the moments when nobody is watching and you decide to do the right thing anyway. So make that decision today. Not tomorrow, not next week, today. Become the man your future self will thank you for becoming. Become the man your younger self would look up to. Become the man who can look in the mirror and say, I didn't quit. I didn't run. I didn't fold when things got hard. I became stronger. Because you were never meant to be weak. You were never meant to live beneath your potential. You were never meant to spend your life doubting yourself. You were meant to be strong. Now go prove